Okay, it's Saturday. Yesterday was Judgment Day, where we found out who will be advancing to the 150 and make the final draft pool. A lot of people got snubbed, and that's why this video was so delayed, because everyone I had in this video, not everyone, but a lot of people here actually got snubbed, so I had to redo my whole mock, remake all of the little graphics. So this is a NBA 2K League mock draft, as the draft is almost right around the corner. For this video, it's only going to be round 1. To make rounds 1 through 4 and a whole video would be a very long video. Round 1 was actually really hard to make because I was basing it off of team needs and what I can just picture happening instead of looking at the best player available. I want you guys to understand that this is not a list and this is just a mock draft. There's a big difference. Alright, so the first pick belongs to Jazz Gaming, and if you ask pretty much anybody in the community, I'd say they're gonna tell you that Breadwinner LA is the #1 pick. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna say too. Breadwinner LA is probably the best player available, I'd say personally, in the draft class this year. He excels at mashing, and that's kind of a joke, but he excels at it. And he's a great defender. They call him cornerback bread, or I think only he calls himself that, but he's a good defender. And you take this Jazz team now, you have Compete, you have Deeds, you add in Bread, and that's a great team because Deeds is a great 5, Compete is great anywhere, and Bread is a great 2 to 5 player, you could say. Now if they pick Bread here, which I'm thinking they will, the Jazz will be a playoff team, I'd say, with ease. It'll be a great team. So first pick, Breadwinner LA to the Jazz. Second pick now belongs to the Warriors Gaming Squad. They retained Type, Vert, and Beast Move, traded Vert to the Lakers for the 10th pick in the draft. This is a team that could do a lot of things with this pick right here. They could go center and move Type to the 3, as he is a great defender, have him on a pure lock. They could take a point guard and have Smooth run the 2 or 3, and they can do almost anything. But for me, I believe that the strongest position of need would be point guard, and I say that they draft Bear to Beast. Now, don't kill me. Bear is a great point guard. He's a good on-court coach. He's a very high IQ. I'm not saying he's the best point guard in this class. I'm saying he's the best point guard for the Warriors. So you take this team now, you have Beast Move at the 2. You can have Type play the 3 still and draft a center later. You could have Type play center. He's been doing great on Rare Breed he played for. But yeah, so Bear, Beast Move, and Type is the Warrior squad. It could be a playoff team if they use it right. Now, they also have the 10th pick in the draft, which, you know, I'm not going to say what it is now, but it's going to be a good pick, which could pretty much make them a playoff team, but I'm not going to say anything yet. Third pick belongs to Kingsguard Gaming. Now, this team, in my opinion, they don't take the league seriously. Look at this. Which controller is larger? This is the type of content we're getting from the Kings team. I mean, they follow me on Twitter, so shout out to the Kings. But to me, they just don't care. And I feel like they might want to change that. So with the third pick, I have them going with Gradient, aka Sammy. He's best lockdown in the draft. He's very versatile. He can play pretty much any position and do it well. I know the Kings last year struggled because they never had a true point guard, but that's what rounds 2, 3, and 4 are probably for. Gradient is just like undeniable talent. Like, you just can't pass up on Gradient. Even though there are great point guards in this class, and point guard is a very strong position of need for the Kings, you just cannot pass on Gradient, and that's why the Kings take him at number 3. You have Gradient, you have Cook, you have Colt. It's a good team. Not sure how it works because last year the Kings had a lot of chemistry problems, and let's just see how it pulls out. I'm not gonna say playoffs or not yet because we just gotta see how it pulls out. But yeah, great into the Kings. At number 4, we have Pistons GT. Now this pick was acquired from trading Let's Get It Rainbow to the Pacers. Still a very questionable trade, but right here I have them going with a point guard, probably the best point guard on Xbox, which is Kina from KMT. Probably the most successful point guard this year, not all time, this year. He has won a lot. He's a very good teammate. He works really good off the pick and roll, and it gives Pistons needed star power and a new needed face. The traded Ramo didn't retain Doza. They retained Insanity and Joseph the Truth, who I haven't seen anything from Joseph the Truth this year, and I'm pretty sure Insanity's been playing for Throwdown this year. They also have the 16th pick, so they could also get another really good player. Almost anybody in the first round can really take a franchise and make it really good. Not by themselves, obviously, but we're making like super teams here almost. You have Kina, you have Insanity, you have Just the Truth. Obviously has some work to do, but drafting Kina is probably the best way to start. Number 5, Mavs Gaming, a team that only has Dat Boy Dimes on their team. Our Trail Boy, my man. They retained Dayfry, but they traded him to Wizards DG for the 14th pick in the draft, and now they are needed every position but point guard. This class is loaded with wings and locks, some better than others, obviously. But I feel like this class lacks centers, so I'm gonna go with the best center in my opinion in this class, Pete B. Ballin to the Mavs. You take Dimes, probably the best point guard before the draft on 18, and you take Pete, probably the best center after the draft on 18. I'm saying probably a lot since these can be debated, but you take Dimes, you take Pete. That's a good team. You can't really compare players that they'd be joining with because it's only them two, but they have the 14th pick, and if it's just Dimes and Pete, I'm not gonna lie, they might be in the same boat that they were in last season. Mavs, they're a good team. They have 2 good players, but I feel like there's not gonna be enough help around them to help take Dimes and Pete to the playoffs. Alright, number 6, the pick belongs to Bucks Gaming. I know a lot of you were surprised that this player already fell this far, but I'm basing it off of team needs. And boom, here we go. Rhea, probably the most versatile player in this class, the best player for out a lot of positions, you could say. But the Bucks, they retain Drake and they retain Big Meek. Drake a good one, Meek a good forward, you could say. Rhea, he comes in, he can play the 5, he can play the 3, he can play the 4, he can play the 2, he can play the 1, he can play anything, and he can play anything well. And that's why the Bucks team goes with Rhea here. It'll be a good team. It'll be fun to watch. Also considering they have the 17th pick in the draft, which they got from trading King Peroxide, which was still a questionable trade in my opinion. A lot of these trades were. But Bucks team will be good in 2K19, and you cannot sleep on them. Alright, number 7, Grizz Gaming. They messed up last year big time by going with Winner Stays On in the first round. They have Authentic African, and I'm pretty sure they have Universal Phenom. So this team is lacking everything, you could say, maybe except for center, but this team just needs talent. They need good players, but specifically they need a point guard, and that's where I go with BP the God. It was really hard for me to have him go this low, but I think it just makes sense that he goes to the Grizz. You take BP, Authentic, and Universal. It could be a good team. BP, probably one of the best scoring guards on the game. They don't have another first round pick. They have all their other round picks. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. Number 8, the pick belongs to Celtics Crossover Gaming, my personal favorite team. And they retained Fab, Mel East, and Profusion. They lost out on Arsenal in the expansion draft, which puts them in need of a new center, you could say, unless Mel East plays that, but I just don't think he will. So I have the Celtics going with May. She's the center for Rise Greatness on PS4. He's a very successful center, very good center, and he's also from Massachusetts. That's the same, state as the Celtics, so that also adds a little bit to it. You take Fab, Mel East, Profusion, and May, and that's a good team. All they could really use, I'd say, is a Pure Sharp, or just someone else to play the wing, as I think Fusion might be on a lock this year, as he has been early on this year for no look. But yeah, Celtics get May, a good pick. Will they make the playoffs? Yeah. Don't even ask me that. Celtics are making the playoffs. The 9th pick belongs to Magic Gaming. Now. I want to clarify what I said in the beginning of the video. This is not best player available. This is based off of team needs and what I can just picture happening. No offense to the pick here, but I just want to clarify. This is not best player available. The Magic Gaming, in my opinion, no. The Magic Gaming will select Dev Goss, I think. Dev Goss, he's a very successful point guard in other 2Ks. This 2K, he hasn't been so successful. But Magic Gaming, he was the coach of them last year. This season, their head coach is Jonah, and he's obviously a good coach, but he's also involved with Throwdown. Dev Goss, obviously, with Throwdown. They went to the 250K tournament in 2K17. So Dev Goss to the Magic, it won't be a bad pick, and don't be surprised if this actually happens. And don't be surprised if it doesn't happen either. It's just, it really has a real chance of happening, and like that's what I can just picture. At number 10, the pick belongs to Warriors Gaming Squad, which they got from trading Vert to Lakers Gaming. Right here, you have Beast Move, you have Type, you have recently acquired Bear the Beast. They could go pretty much anywhere again. You could, it just depends on what they want to do. I don't know what they want to do, but if I were to guess, I'd say they play Type at 5, Bear at 1, and Beast Move at the 2, making them needing of a 3 and 4. So right here, I'm going to go with Follow the God from Direwolves on PS4. I don't really have much to say about him. He's a good lock. I've seen him play a couple times. I don't really know too much of a person who he is, but he's a good lock, and according to others who I've asked around about, he's also a top lock. So I'm just gonna go with that. At the 11th spot, we have Wolves Gaming, a new expansion team that has Hood and Feast. That is a great duo right there if used properly. Feast has been going crazy this year. Hood has not played this year. Well, he has, but like, he hasn't played, But right here, I have them going with Mo. Now, why I say this, and it's not because an anonymous 2K League source saying that the Timberwolves are gonna get Mo. It's because of his relationship with Hood, and they have great chemistry together, as we saw in previous 2Ks. And the Wolves kind of need a ball handler, any type. I'm not sure if Hood is going to play the 3 or the 1, but Mo is a great secondary ball handler. He doesn't need the ball a lot to be great, and he's a good teammate too. So as long as Hood can be the same way he was last year when it comes to talent, the Wolves team will be really good. They have Coach Wilvins. He's a good, he's very smart. He's a wise guy. And it's the Wolves team. I'm going to say right now, bold statement, they make the playoffs. They got Mo, they got Hood, they got Feast, who, oh my god, bro. Mo and Feast have been having a very successful year so far. And yeah, the 12th pick belongs to Nets Gaming Crew, Kurt and Nick. They have picked Nate and Shockey, leaving them in need of a point guard. Now, I'm actually close friends with Nick. He actually has not given me any plans, but for the sake of the video, I FaceTimed him. I asked him if he was picking Doza, and he said that. You can see his face. So that can mean anything. It can mean, no, Merc, you're stupid, or like, I can't tell you any information. So I'm gonna go with the second one, that he can't tell me anything. So, but I say that Doza is going to the Nets. Doza is going to the Nets. He is the best unretained prospect out of this out of the group. That's easy to say that. He's been playing on No Smoke this year in Rare Breed. He's been doing great. He just came off a WR victory. Shouts out to him. You take him, you take Nate, you take Shockey. That's a good team. What they need right now is a 5. Even though Shockey can play the 5, I know. I'm pretty sure if he wanted to, Nate could play the 5. But in my opinion, they need a dominant 5, a person who only plays 5, and that will come in the second round. This Nets team will be good though, and it's not something you can sleep on, as Kurt is their head coach. And I'm a Kurt guy. I like Kurt. That's the OG 2 cents. Alright, at 13th pick now, we have Hawks Talent GC, another expansion team. They drafted that boy Shots and Arsenal power forward center, arguably the best front court in the league right now. But what they need is a backcourt. This may be questionable to some of you guys. I thought this was no-brainer that this player would go in the first round. I just have him going right now. It just sounds right. Mr. Styles to the Hawks. You could also argue if he doesn't go here, he would go to the Cavs due to him and Anthony Morocco very close, as we all know. But you take Mr. Styles. He's a great point guard, very successful in previous 2Ks. And he's pretty much going to be the new face of Hawks Talent GC if he gets drafted there. Any point guard they draft would be the face. I just can picture Mr. Styles. I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah, Mr. Styles to the Hawks. It just sounds right. You take Styles, you take Arsenal, you take Shots. That is a playoff team in my opinion. Shots was a great player last year. Arsenal, he was also a really good center last year. There's obviously questions about his work ethic, and that's probably the main thing that everybody says about him, so I'm going to say it as well. But Hawks team, they're a good team, good team. The 14th pick belongs to Mavs Gaming, which they got from trading away Dayfry to Wizards DG. Now, you take Dimes and recently acquired Pete B. Ball in center, point guard center. Now you just need players around them. Now, I'm going to start by giving them a player that can pretty much play a lot of positions. Now, this is going to be Lottie. Lottie's a great sharp, and he's great anywhere else you put him out, you could say. He's went to the $250,000 tournament in 2K16. And you could also argue if he doesn't go here, he goes to the Bucks to partner up with Drake. But I have him going 14 to the Mavs. It's just something that you can picture. Number 15 belongs to Raptors Uprising, who have Kenny and Trey, point guard, and you could say power forward. Trey can play a lot of positions, and so can Kenny. Right here, I have them picking the best center, I'd say, on the console of Xbox. That is Shuttlesworth from KMT, Aziz. He's a great center. He's played a lot. He's always been a good center from 17, 18, 19. And yeah, Raptors need a center. Why not Shuttles? There's not much else you can really say. It's just a smart pick. Yeah. With the 16th pick, Pistons GT, they have Insanity. They have Just the Truth. They have recently acquired Kina. Now, all they really need is either a dominant 4 or 5 or a sharp that can just pretty much take over the game. And I'm going to give them a sharp that can take over the game in Malik. Now, Malik from No Smoke, also from S4G. Shout out to S4G. He just came off a great WR win, and he had an amazing series, except for Game 3. You kind of sucked Game 3, Malik. I'm sorry. But Malik, he's a top sharp. You can ask anybody. He's been playing with league players pretty much the whole year. And he has learned a lot, very high Q at times. He doesn't dot the paint a lot, though. Yeah, Malik to the Pistons. You take Kina, you take Malik, Joseph the Truth, and Insanity. That's a playoff team. I wanted to wait for this pick to be announced for me to say that, but I do believe that this team will make the playoffs if they draft Malik or another godly tiered sharp if they pair him up with Kina. Now at number 17, we have Bucks Gaming. They got this pick from trading away King Peroxide to Blazer 5. So you take the Bucks, you have Drake, you have Big Meek, you have Rhea. That team can pretty much do anything. I'd rather have Rhea play on a 5 or a lock rather than a 2. So I'm going to have them go with probably the best 2 left in the draft. This player came up a lot this year, and that would be Maverick. Maverick is a great sharp. He was on We Compete, how he came up. Now he's on PTP. And he has been going crazy. Probably the player who just came out of nowhere this year. And I'd say he shocked everyone. He had everyone surprised. And he's also in S4G, which gives him extra points. But you take Drake, Rhea, Big Meek, Maverick. That's a playoff team. Potentially a finals team if used properly. And that's that. Do not count out the Bucks this year. You heard it here first. Number 18, Cavs Legion GC. They have Sick, and they have Larry. They need a point guard or just a new face of their team. They need a primary scorer. Sick's a great player, but he's obviously he could play point guard. He did once, but they need an actual point guard. And right now, why not go with Vandy? Now, Vandy, he won their Hot Pocket tournament. He's in the area. He's also just a great point guard. He can give that team what they need again. They lost Hood, but Hood was he was a scorer, and Vandy is a very, very good scorer. Not the best scorer, but a very, very, very good scorer. And you take Vandy, Sick, and Larry. I'm not sure how those two are going to operate in the front court, but I'm sure that under the coaching of Anthony Morocco, this team could do a lot. They could shock a lot of teams, and they could really be one of those sleeper teams. And yeah, you heard it here first. If the Cavs turn out to have a good season, just shout out to Merc2K. With the 19th pick, belongs to 76ers GC. They pretty much retained their whole team except for Feast and T Freshy, giving them the need of a new Feast type player. A Feast type player, I say that I'm also going to go with an unretained player here, and that is Toxic. Toxic, he's a top 5 lock on the game. No, he brings the audience to the league that most players don't, him being the leader of Eyeball, and that's just a whole other side of the community. You have the park and stage community all come together to watch Toxic. It happened a lot during the season, and it would happen again if he were to be redrafted. Top 5 lock, as I said, he's a good guy, and he brings in a lot. He's very marketable, very, very, very marketable. And he's a Feast type player. You take Radiant, Aggressive Dini, Toxic, and Steez. That's a good team. That's a really good team. 20th pick, Heat Check Gaming, famous enough. Runner-ups of the NBA 2K League champions. Nobody knows what is in Famous's head, you could say. Unless Mo or Malik's available, you could say he's gonna go with them. But assuming that they are not, I say Famous goes with a proven sharp from a few 2Ks. That is easy money low. He's a good sharp. I haven't seen much of him this year, but he was great last year, great in second. And he's like a famous guy. I can just picture Famous drafting easy money. He has high praise for him, if I'm not mistaken. I really hope I'm not. But easy money to the Heat. That's a good team. Hot shot, majestic, easy money, and drop off. Under Coach Famous, do not be surprised if they make the finals again. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. The 21st pick belongs to the NBA 2K League reigning champions, Knicks Gaming. They didn't retain KPMR and they couldn't retain Nate Call due to the expansion draft. So I have them going with Seam. Now Seam is a godly sharp, but I'm pretty sure with the players on that team, with the EA, they have Idris, they have Kuda, they have Goofy, you can pretty much take a lock to play the Nate role. Obviously it won't be as good as Nate, but you can say, for example, yeah, he can play that lock, have Idris on a sharp, or have Seam on a sharp. You know, there's just too many possibilities. But I mean, it just makes sense to me that you take Seam. He's unretained. He had a good regular season, and yeah, Knicks takes Seam. So that was my mock draft. That was round 1. Round 2 may come out. I'm not gonna guarantee it, but it may come out this week if I could drop it. But here's a recap of every single pick on the screen right now. And yeah, Merc2K here. My next video is gonna be a banger as well. And all you 2K League draft analysts, coaches, GMs, make sure you watch my next video. Be subscribed. Like this video, subscribe if you are new. It's Merc2K, and I'll see you guys in the next video I make. So yeah, peace out, guys.